12 years ago, there was a group of friends who found out that some kids go hungry when they were not in school because school food might be their only food. This made them sad, and they wanted to help. They made a plan to give kids bags of food to take home from school so they wouldn't be hungry. They named their group Project Third Day because of a long 3-day weekends that some kids were going without food, and because Jesus rose on the third day and they love Jesus and the hopes he gives.
So they met with Carlinville school leaders and asked them to pick 35 kids who needed help the most. The friends and their own kids got together and packed bags of food for the 35 kids anytime there was a long weekend from school. They took the food to the school at night so no one would see them, and the school secretly gave the food to kids who needed it most. For a couple of years, it was their secret way of trying to help others.
Then one night, this guy named Jared saw friends packing bags of food in the hospital cafeteria. He asked them what they were doing. They explained what Project Third Day was trying to do. And when he left, he thought, I bet I could help them somehow. He kept thinking how there might be more kids that need food. So he came up with an idea. Maybe him and his friends could raise some money so Project Third Day could help more kids.
He and his friends, like my dad, old son, likes to have fun and hunt, so they decided to have a charity squirrel hunt the weekend before Super Bowl. They called it the Squirrel Bowl.
The first Squirrel Bowl was in 2016. One summer winter day, a small group got together to hunt squirrels and raise just over $1,000 for Project Third Day. The Project Third Day friends were so surprised because no one had ever given them money before.
One of the hunters at Squirrel Bowl 1 brought his baby girl.
That was me and my dad.
Turns out I was sick and needed a new liver. Squirrel Bowl found out and gave our family a donation to help us when I was waiting for my liver. That was pretty awesome.
Thank you, Squirrel Bowl 1. Look at me, I'm doing great now.
Isn't it cool that a bunch of hunting buddies helped Project Third Day feed kids and help our family too?
After getting money from Squirrel Bowl, Project Third Day started helping around 60 kids. Then the next year, Squirrel Bowl moved to Wild Pickens and even more people came. They even had a live auction with a silly guy named Krabby.
He talks really fast and he gets a lot of people to buy things.
25, 50, hit it, $50, hit it, 75, hit it, 75, hit it, 75, go ahead, hit it, 75, 50, now 60.
More money was raised that year, and soon Project Third Day was helping 70 kids.
Another cool thing happened around that time. There was a lady, Barb, who was a teacher in another town who heard about what Project Third Day was doing. She met with Tanya to see if she could do at her school what Project Third Day was doing in Carlinville. So they helped her get started, and she became the next Project Third Day chapter, feeding kids in Godfrey. Barb came to the next Squirrel Bowl and talked about what she'd started doing at her school. And you know what? There were a couple people there listening to her, and they started helping her pack food bags at her school. Squirrel Bowl gave Barb's Project Third Day money that year and has ever since.
News started getting out, and more people were excited to come see what Squirrel Bowl was all about. Squirrel Bowl got bigger and bigger. No one dreamed how many people wanted to hunt squirrels when it was so cold out. But they did. Over the years, people weren't just attending. They were telling their friends, bringing their families, and becoming a part of the good things happening at Squirrel Bowl.
Everybody calls Jared the head nut because he had to form a whole team to help him with Squirrel Bowl. It takes a lot of people and ideas to make all this stuff happen.
I even get to skip school to help with Squirrel Bowl.
The Squirrel Bowl team became really good friends, and now they call themselves a family. Friends who become family. Most of them are here now today.
Other neat things kept happening too. People came to the Squirrel Bowl and heard about
how hungry kids were being helped in Carlinville. And they wanted to help kids in their own town too. That's how even more Project Third Days got started.
Well, Project Third Day starting in Carlinville was catching on. Next it was Barb and her friends helping feed a lot of kids in Alton. Then it was Amy and her friends who started Project Third Day Panhandle in Raymond. They were doing a bunch of cool things like hosting fun runs and Easter egg hunts, serving summer meals and providing angel tree gifts, and giving hats and gloves in the winter. They even have a Project Third Day Kids, where kids are helping other kids. Then Panhandle helped get a Project Third Day started in Morrisonville. So now Stephanie and her friends are helping feed kids there. In Morrisonville, they also buy books for kids in need and make sure everyone has what they need to learn from their teachers.
A couple years later, Anna, who'd also been to the Squirrel Bowl, reached out to Tanya and got a chapter going in Roxana. They have a refrigerator and big coolers at their Project Third Day so families can come and choose their food for their kids. They also host a big 4th of July party so the kids that don't normally get to have a lot of fun on the 4th get to come there to see fireworks and go fishing.
And just a couple years ago, at Squirrel Bowl 7, Denise and Joyce,
That's my Jeej.
volunteered to get a Project Third Day started in Palmyra. They called their chapter the Wildcat Way. Their group gives food bags on weekends, brings food trucks to the school for special events, and just gave all students Wildcat shirts so everybody can wear their school mascot on special days. All of the Project Third Day are really making a difference in helping kids who need it the most.
All the people who come to Squirrel Bowl to support Project Third Day and veterans are called Squirrel Bowl Nation. That's where you all come in. Hi, Squirrel Bowl Nation!
Squirrel Bowl Nation is full of good people. In fact, at Squirrel Bowl 8, a nice man won a gift card for a local shoe store. He gave the card to Project Third Day, and they gave it to a little girl who never had a brand new pair of shoes before. When she went to the store, she had so much fun being fitted for the right size and picking out the shoes that she wanted, all because a nice man passed a Squirrel Bowl raffle prize along. That's the kind of people that make up Squirrel Bowl Nation and the good stuff that happens at the Squirrel Bowl.
So Squirrel Bowl has gotten kind of famous because a bunch of good people get together to do stuff for others. Squirrel Bowl Nation is a big reason Project Third Day is now helping nearly 1,000 kids in a 4-county area.
Squirrel Bowl Nation. We want you to know the money you spend at Squirrel Bowl helps Project Third Day give food and much more to kids that need it.
Project Third Day put washers and dryers in at the school so kids don't have to be embarrassed that their clothes are dirty.
When you buy a raffle ticket or Krabby gets you to buy something at the auction, you're helping get a pillow and blanket, warm clothes, and PE shoes to someone who needs it.
You help kids just like me have their own Christmas pajamas to wear on school pajama day.
You might even be helping high school students in need get a fancy dress or tuxedo so they can go to prom for the first time.
And you're helping buy lice kits for the school nurses to give to families who can't afford that expensive shampoo that gets rid of those itchy things.
The kids we're all helping might be your neighbors or the kid that sits beside me in class. They can't help it that their family can't buy me the things that I have. But I'm glad to know if my family couldn't afford food, clothes, or a pillow for me, that I had Squirrel Bowl Nation and Project Third Day to help.
Thank you, veterans.
Thank you, Uncle Jared.
Thank you, Squirrel Bowl Committee.
Thank you, sponsors.
Thank you, hunters.
Thank you, hunters.
Thank you, volunteers.
Thank you, Squirrel Nation.
Thank you, Project Third Day.
Thank you, Project Third Day. Thank you, Project Third Day. Thank you, Project Third Days.
Thank you, Project Third Day.
And thank you, Project Third Day.
Thank you, Project
Thank you, Project Third Day.
Thank you for coming to Squirrel Bulletin.